Now this is the fourth step in solving the Rubik's Cube 3x3. As you can see on my example cube here, the top cross has already been solved. All four of the edge pieces have the top color, as notated by the centerpiece on top, so it looks like it creates a cross shape. Ignore the corners for now, we will worry about those in a minute. So what you want to do now is in this step, you will be creating the top cross on your Rubik's Cube. This involves one short, easy-to-remember algorithm, but performed 1, 2, or 3 times, depending on what you have. So going back to our 3x3 here, we see that we have one of the few patterns. We have a small L. If you look at it this way, it looks like an L. There are 3 different patterns that you could possibly have. The first one is a dot, or I call it a dot, and most people do. It's where none of the edges are flipped properly, so you only have the yellow dot in the center. The next case that you could have is, as I showed you first, the small L, like this. The third case you could have is the line, which is just 3 of them, but in the two of the edges, but they're in one line rather than a small L. So, let me get back to my dot, and I will show you the algorithm. Now, if you have the dot, you will need to perform this algorithm 2 times. If you have the small L, you'll need to perform it... you may need to perform it 3 times if you have the dot, 2 times if you have the L, and 1 time if you have the line. So with the dot, as I said, you need to perform it 3 times. So the algorithm is at the bottom of the screen. It doesn't matter how you hold the cube, because no matter how you do it, all of the edges in front of you will not be correctly flipped. You want to do this algorithm. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Now that algorithm is very easy to remember. It keeps your first 2 layers the same, and it changes your dot to a small L here. Now why I said that is very easy to remember is because you do F, R, U, and then you just change the order a small amount, and then you inverse it. So you do F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. So, some people call that Fru Rough. It's an interesting name, it's neat, and it gets stuck in your head rather quickly, and that helps you, just as long as you remember that you need to inverse the last 3 letters. So now, with the small L, you want to position the 2 edges in the top and left, like this. So now, you will be holding it like this, and perform that same thing. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. Now, you have the line pattern. Your first 2 layers are completely solved. And so now what you want to do is hold the bar horizontally. Don't hold it vertically like this, or you'll just go back to the dot in the center. You want to hold it horizontally, and do that same algorithm 1 more time. F, R, U, R prime, U prime, F prime. And as you can see, now you have your top cross, which means all 4 of the edges are flipped face up. So now please click on the link in the bottom of the screen on the annotation, or on your right side in the description box, and it will take you to the 5th step, which is aligning the edges with their correct centers.